Welcome, everyone. You're listening to WUSB Stony Brook. Right now, I'm on Vans Warped Tour speaking to a whole bunch of artists, but right now, I'm joined by Ben Barlow of Neck Deep, the legendary Neck Deep from the UK. So, how long have you guys been a band, and when did you started in music?
We started as a band about 5 years ago. We put up our first song in April 2012. But before that, my musical career went as far as I started playing and writing music probably at about 14 or 15. Just sat by myself with a guitar and just writing very, very bad, sad love songs. But I've kind of been around music all my life. My brother, I've got two big brothers who are like super influential to me, and my oldest brother was always in bands growing up, and then my other older brother, who's like a more similar age to me, was in bands, and then he started recording bands. So I spent a lot of time kind of
Learning from
him. Yeah, learning from him. So I've been into music my whole life, but I've writing and playing music since I was like a teenager, really. But
Cool. So, let's talk about the band now and just kind of your success in the pop punk scene, because you guys been blowing up lately since Life's Not Out to Get You, and one of the coolest things that I've seen was you actually worked with Mark Hoppus, the kind of god of pop punk from Blink-182 for December again. So what is it like working with such high level artists?
It's an honor, you know. Blink truly are the band that kind of defined music for me. Like, they were the first band that I got super involved with, and you know, had all of their records, watched all of their DVDs, was always keeping up to date with them, always wanted to go to shows. So having someone like that on a record is, it's insane. It's stuff that you only dream of. And like, we were lucky enough to back in like 2013 or 14, we played a show with Blink in Brixton Academy in London. Back when Tom was still in the band, and that was honestly, I still even say it now, like, could be the pinnacle, could be like, because you know, that was like the long-term goal. That was like, hey, maybe in 10 years we'll play with Blink, but after like 2-3 years we were playing with Blink. So yeah, insane. And to work with someone like that is just, it's always an honor, and it's always, you know, it's something that you can only ever dream of, and then when it finally happens, it's hard to comprehend.
What do you think kind of defines you guys and really kind of got the rails moving and defined yourself in the genre and got, you know, traction of fans?
Truly, I think it comes down to a few things, and I honestly think one of them is like we write good songs, and I think that is that is the core of it, really. Like, you have to write good songs, you have to write songs that people like and that people can relate to, and luckily we kind of struck that. The other thing I think, though, as well, is the fact that, like, as a band, we're all very approachable, like, people, and I think we're all very, like, normal people, and we've always kind of been on a level with our fans, and we've always said, like, yo, we're just the same as you, you know, we're no better or no bigger, no whatever, like, we're just the same as you, and I think people can just relate to us, and I think the fact that we don't have any egos, and we shrug off the cool guy shit, we don't really, like, we don't play up too much to the whole, like, we're band dudes kind of thing, like,
just kind of an
ego,
cynical mindset.
Yeah, for sure. Like, we're not into the whole ego thing. Like, definitely kind of shed that. And I think people just see it as something real, something that they can relate to, something that they can connect to. You know, we're just five guys from a small town who just, you know, happen to make it happen, and it's just one of those. And I think people see like a realness in that. You know.
So you guys had Life's Not Out to Get You. It came out about like 2 years ago or so. Again, it had lots and lots of success. Now, you guys are currently have a new album coming out, I believe, in August 18th or so. Was there a lot of pressure going into this new album, especially with, you know, the praise your last release got?
Kind of. A little bit. Not so much pressure, more just kind of like, it was a little bit of a puzzle that we had to kind of work out, because we never want to write the same record twice, and I think maybe, hey, going back to the last question, maybe that's another reason why people like us so much, is kind of because we kind of progressed,
evolved in a way.
Yeah, exactly. We've evolved pretty naturally, I think. So it was kind of a question of how to get that evolution, how to keep that evolution going, and how to adapt and, you know, push the boundaries of what Neck Deep is, but also to keep what makes us Neck Deep, you know.
I think that's a really cool idea with the evolution, because I kind of noticed for you as a vocalist, your vocals evolved and progressed as the band progressed.
For sure, yeah. I basically had to teach myself how to sing. I basically had to, you know, I recorded that record. Like, I was like, hey, I can write lyrics and I can kind of sing, but I've never really had a go at being in a pop punk band, and kind of just ended up yelling my lungs out. And then after playing multiple shows and realizing that was gonna just destroy me, I had to really learn how to sing and really hone it in. And on the new record now, I think even it's come through to the point where it's like I'm actually finally singing and I'm not just yelling. And live, it's gotten to that point too. But yeah, the evolution has just been, you know, we want to keep what makes us Neck Deep, and we need to keep that spark. But also, you know, push the boundaries a little bit and show people what we can do, and really be a band that doesn't fall into just one particular genre. Or maybe they do, but they push the boundaries of that genre. So really, that's what it was. There was no pressure. Obviously, like, Life's Not Out to Get You was a super, super successful album, but I think, you know, if you go out trying to top that, you're only going to end up being disappointed. So we said, like, cool, we'll let that album stand as it is, as this amazing pop punk record that everyone loved, and will go down as one of the, you know, a great pop punk record. So, you know, instead of trying to one up ourselves on that, we kind of just decided to do something a little bit different, or not entirely, but really focus on just that evolution and just writing another great record that people will hopefully love, and not necessarily bundle it into like this is an out and out pop punk record, but just a great record generally.
So how did you guys go about writing this new record? Any particular style structurally, or anything that you didn't do on past releases?
We demoed a lot. We demoed like 30 something songs, and I think it was, you know, everybody has kind of had an input with it. Everyone has, you know, thrown in song ideas and written songs and lyric ideas and stuff like that, and it was a real collaborative effort. But I think as well, maybe just trying to, there's some more down-tempo songs on this record, which I think is something that we have done before, but we wanted to hone in on that a little bit. But other than that, now the process is very much the same. Like, the process for us has always been like, we demo with my brother who's, you know, been there since day one, basically the sixth member, you know, demo everything with him, and then we went to Mike Green in LA and just, you know, fine-tuned everything and kind of got everything in order and got everything sounding like real, you know, coherent songs. But yeah, we've always just written off whatever we're thinking and feeling at the time. Especially with lyrics, like, I've always been like, whatever I'm going through, I'll put down on a page. Whatever I'm thinking, I'll put down.
How long did it take you guys to write this new record?
Well, it depends. I mean, if you go all the way back, I guess, like, since the last record, you know, we never stopped writing. I guess, like, almost maybe a couple of months after the last record was written, we started writing for this one. So I guess you could say we've been writing it for 2 years, but really, like, how long it took to make the record was about 2 months.
Recently, you guys did drop 2 singles from this upcoming record called Where Do We Go When We Go and Happy Judgment Day. Was there any reason you put those songs together as a single release?
Yeah, we kind of wanted to do something different with the single release, rather than it just be like, hey, here is a song, and then like a month later, like, here is another song, and then like, oh, here is the album. There you go. Like now, let's put 2 songs out. Let's give them a taste of what it is. And the reasoning behind those 2 is because, you know, the album's about peace and the panic. It's about this duality, and the peace being where do we go, talking about you know, death, but how thinking about death causes you to think about your place on Earth now and what you're doing with your life now. And, you know, the main hook line being, I just want to get one up on life before it kills me. And that's quite a peaceful message. That's quite a positive message of, you know. But then also the panic, which is Happy Judgment Day, talking about the state that society and the world is in. So it's kind of showing this duality, which is what we wanted to do with the record. The record is really kind of like 2 halves, and it's, you know, it can be peace and it can be panic. It can be stuff that, you know, talking about stuff that gets you down and bums you out and concerns you, and then talking about stuff like, you know, love, friendship, happiness, all the good stuff too. And so it's showing that balance. But also, we put those 2 songs out because, you know, out of the record, we feel like they were like some pretty straight bangers. They sound like Neck Deep. They're just bangers. And put them out, and so that our fans go, right, cool. They haven't changed. They're not a jazz fusion band now. You know, they're a real. You know, they're sticking to their ways, and we are. But there's some songs on the record and some songs that we're going to be releasing as singles that maybe a slight departure from what we've done usually. So we figured with the first songs that we put out to just give people what they want.
So with the single releases, both had music videos. What went into the production of those?
Wow, it was tough because we had to do those we had to do both of those videos in like the last week to 10 days of recording the record. So we finished the record and then we had like an extra 2 weeks out in LA just shooting videos and doing promos and all that sort of stuff. And Happy Judgment Day was pretty much all done in one day in like a studio. It was sick, and we kind of just went in. We had a bunch of actors, and killed it that one. And we were just like, we had a few drinks that day as well to kind of like loosen up and try and get us in the mood. And it was sick, and it came out really, really, really good. And Dan Fusselman, the guy who directed and he animated the whole thing as well, he nailed it. And that was just one day in a studio, banged it out, and it was really cool. Where Do We Go was a slightly longer day. We started like super, super early because we had to get all these car shots and all that sort of stuff. And that was like super early in the day, and there was a few hours of us just kind of driving around and trying to get all that. But then we moved into a studio and got all the purgatory kind of shots. And 2 long days. Shooting a video is a lot of work, but it was fun. It came out good.
So what are some things you experimented with as a band sound wise on this upcoming record?
There wasn't anything like crazy like new that we were trying out, but like I said, we were trying to go for that, trying to play off a slightly more down tempo kind of thing. We were trying to write songs that weren't necessarily straight up just fast pop punk songs, and we really wanted to hone in on some more vibe. We were listening to a lot more down tempo stuff, maybe some more moody music. I don't think the album is particularly moody, but maybe take some more melancholy turn at certain points. And I think really it was just kind of that, maybe focusing in on some more of the melancholy aspect of life and trying to get the music to kind of represent that as well.
Unfortunately, have to end soon, as I know you're a busy guy and, with Warped Tour and everything. How about you just share some of your favorite tracks off the record?
Cool. Absolutely, yeah. My actual favorite track is actually the first song that we wrote for the record, probably about 1.5 years ago. In Bloom. That is, I feel like that's one of the best Neck Deep songs we've ever written. I feel like there's just so much to it. It sounds like Neck Deep, but a completely different Neck Deep, which is great. Another big hitter is of a similar ilk is Parachute is another great one. That's a lot more down tempo. For the longest time, that had the demo name of Britpop, because it started off sounding like a Britpop song, but it kind of evolved into something else. Motion Sickness is just a straight up pop punk banger, just pop punk in your face. And then what else? I'm trying to think of like another good like balanced song. 1970 Something is the song that's going to make everybody cry.
Another December.
Another December. Yeah, pretty much. It's going to make everybody cry. And then what else is there? Heavy Lies. It's a real love song, but it's a good one. It's an epic love song.
Well, thanks for joining me. It's been an honor speaking to you. Absolutely. Hopefully, if you're in New York and you want to do maybe a Q6 set on air, you're totally welcome to come on Stony Brook campus and play for us.
Yeah, sweet. If we have people who have mosh, I'm down. If you get people moshing, I'll play anywhere.
All right. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you very much.